Dear poor people, Victor Davis Hanson says there's a hidden Black and Hispanic vote.
The other thing that no one knows, John, is that in these big cities, Pittsburgh, in the swing states, Philadelphia, Detroit, Tucson, Phoenix, Las Vegas, Reno, Atlanta, these tend to be majority states in some cases. And unlike 2020, there's now polls that show 25% of the African American vote, as much as 50% of the so-called Hispanic vote might go Trump. And those are precisely the people who are in those big cities in positions of voter responsibility as far as the balloting goes.
Well, you've seen that and you heard that. So this is interesting. Now more and more people are coming out and they're saying what I've been saying for some time now, at least in the Black community. I have not spoken much about the Latino community, but there is polling. I have seen polling on the Latino community. It looks like there's a possibility that the Latino community could go 50% for Trump or the Republicans, and as much as 25% for the Black community for Trump or the Republicans. And like I've said before, this channel is not about politics for politics' sake. In fact, we are a channel that really focuses on behavior, which is why the behavior of Black Americans, that's sort of personal to me, probably for obvious reasons, and Latino Americans that I can't say I know as much about, is interesting because what the change in behavior for voting, the change in voting behavior is significant in that is a manifestation of the change in thinking. I think that the change in thinking is that Black people, and I'm speaking specifically about Black people at this point, that Black people are rejecting the modernity, this liberal ideology that was very popular in the last half of the 20th century, this postmodern era in which liberalism was the order of the day. And I think what Black people are doing is not only are they distancing themselves from the Democrat Party and therefore the candidate Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, but I don't think this is so much about Joe Biden or Kamala Harris as it is as an indictment and a rejection of the failure of liberalism. Black people are really realizing that we took on liberalism hook, line, and sinker, honey. We took it on. And we are realizing that not only has it failed us, the promises of liberalism never materialized, but it in fact harmed us. It has harmed our families and it has harmed us individually. We have not come after 60 years, 70 years of this liberal ideology, and the order of the day was let's live it and follow it to its logical conclusion. Well, we're here. We're at its logical conclusion. And now we have concluded this is harming us. We are being hurt by this, particularly by the people who say they care so deeply for us, are demanding that we participate in our own undoing. And many of us, many Black people are beginning to say, I won't do it anymore. I am no longer going to participate in my own demise. These ideas have failed me, and they have failed my family, or even my ability to create a family. And you know what you should look at? And I find this fascinating, and I'm going to do something, dedicate a whole video to this sometime soon. But if you look at the places that are the most liberal, they tend to be the places where people are the least married. Not only the most liberal and the most godless, meaning the least amount of people participate regularly in some level of faith activity, where they are, and I believe many of them he named. You're talking Detroit, you're talking Las Vegas, you're talking LA, you're talking Atlanta, all of the places that he named. When you look at places that they're run by liberals and where a liberal ideology abounds in the culture, where they live in a place where the culture undergirds that liberal ideology, those are the places that are the most difficult to set up and maintain families. You're likely to have high rates of divorce, but even more than that, high levels of singleness, single women and single men, high levels of singleness. So what we're finding is, and what we are now rejecting, beyond rejecting Joe Biden or Kamala Harris, that to me is circumstantial. What we are rejecting is we are acknowledging the failure of the postmodern era and this liberal ideology in this liberal age, and we are rejecting it because we have determined that it is harmful for us. And many of us are turning back, and we are looking at how we were raised. We are looking at our parents and our grandparents and what they told us, and it does not comport with the places that we live in the ideology that we have embodied. It does not comport with that. So we are saying, well, look, this way is clearly failing. Maybe we should go back and take a second look at what we were taught and maybe give that a shot. And so maybe this is what we're seeing. What we're seeing is Black people saying they want to give something else a try. They want to actually give an opportunity to themselves and possibly even their families, if they're lucky enough to have them, to actually win and succeed and prosper and be healthy and happy and whole. All Americans want that. Black Americans are not exempt from wanting that. Healthy, happy, whole families. Of course we want that. Black Americans are not exempt from wanting safe communities. Of course we want that. Black communities are not exempt from wanting high quality education and a chance for their children to succeed. Of course we're not exempt from that. Of course we want that. And what we now know is liberalism can't deliver it, won't deliver it, and can't deliver it. Please remember to like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to click the notification button so you'll know the next time I'm dropping a video. Thank you for visiting my channel. I can't wait to see you on this channel again. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.